Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday, at least here it is in Australia. So I am really feeling the weekend already. But in this video, I thought I would tell you how to make money in the bear market and how to invest in the bear market. It's a very, very tough time to make money, of course, when it's the bull market, as you've probably realized. It's much, much, much easier to make money. But in a bear market, it's completely flipped. It's very, very hard to make money. So I thought in this video, I would give you 4 ways to make money in the bear market. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, share it with a friend, help me get my content out there for everyone else. And I really hope you like today's video because I've actually really been thinking about how I can help you guys out there to invest in a bear market. I know that I've been spending a lot of time figuring out a model that would be successful. So it's not a one size fits all approach, and that's why I've separated them into 4 different categories depending on your risk tolerance, your goals, your income, things like that. So figure out which one of these 4 you fit into, but you will definitely fit into one of these 4. First one is, of course, the famous go long with it, right? You buy it at a certain price and you sell it at a later point of view. I want to stress, and I have to say this every video, that this is trading, right? This is just trading, because as I've got a chat with Mana here at Decentraland, and this is happening to so many alts where they're just dipping and they're breaking past so many supports and they're finding support at very old levels. So what we're doing right now is we're just trading. We're trying to get in and out of the market very quickly in a bear market. Your time frame should not really be long using in a bear market. You should not be saying, I'm going to hold this coin for 5 years, because there's going to be new coins that come out and you really don't want to be caught in a bag just holding an 80% loss for 2 years or 3 years. That's not really what you want to do. So let's have a look at Decentraland. Again, this is trading, guys, and this is going along with it. So I've got my 50% tool, and you can just see how well this tool worked. Now, I talked about Mana because to me, this was the one altcoin that really pulled ahead, right? When May 12th came and we had the big sell-off, I always do this. As soon as the big sell-off happens, I look the very next day to see which one got bought back up and shot the next day. That was actually Mana, which had a 45% increase the very next day on May 13th. Then I look at the hourly chart and I can see, okay, we had the pull up and we consolidated for a bit. We had a bit of a test here, and I always look for a breakage of it, which we did, and hopefully we don't test these levels too much. That's really what I look for. So we can see we got the pull up and we start to get to higher highs before we start to break down a little bit. And this is your test, right? This is your pullback area here. And this is what you're looking for, right? No matter who you try to find on YouTube, I don't think anyone can consistently do it. As the retail investor, we can't predict that. We can't predict that Mana was going to go up 45%. We can't predict that. But what we can do is say, okay, I know that Mana is a winner. Okay, it's pulled ahead so much. I think this was like 120% last time I checked. 130%. I know that Mana is a winner. Okay, it's in 2-3 days, it's already gone up a lot. Pulled ahead more than any of them. We can't pick it, but we can see that after it's already played out. All we can do is say, okay, I'm going to wait for the pullback and get this coin. And that's why I have the 50%. You can see on May 14th at 9 o'clock, it bounced off that mark at the 97-cent mark, roughly just over, about 98 cents, I'll call it, just rounding up. And you'll wait for the pullback. And this is the hardest part, is just being patient and waiting for it, your opportunity. Your order is in at 98 cents. You're waiting for it to get triggered, and it would have got triggered again on May 9th at 12 o'clock. Perfect bounce off of it, you can see. And you already would have been up, I think probably about, what is that, 15%-ish, it looks like to me? About 12%. So you're up 12% already in your investment in a matter of hours. Fantastic tool. Of course, it can go against you, right? Of course, and that's what the stop loss is for. You get stop loss, okay, what's your tolerance? What's the loss you're willing to accept with this trade? Should it go against you? Because of course, it can just break down, cut right through, clean cut underneath. That can happen. That's trading. We can't control that. Let's have a look at another example. Cardano. Again, this is trading because Cardano is broken down quite heavily at the moment, and we're sitting at a solid 50 cents at the 50% mark. So I'll just call it 50 cents for round numbers. And same thing, okay? I know Cardano actually had a very good pull up from the high to the low, about 60%. Could have been better, but this is still a good tradable coin in my opinion. And there it is. You have the pullback, could have bought at the 50%, would have had a stop loss tucked in underneath somewhere around these levels here, depending on your risk tolerance. Would have not gone against you too bad should you have bought at the 50% mark. It probably would have gone against you, what, 2% at most. You would have had to see a portfolio go against you. And if you got lucky and you sold at the old top, you would have made a nice hefty 23% profit. This is bear market. This is just getting in and out of the market, getting your 20% return, 10% return, things like that. It's not the most appetizing. I know we want more returns than that, but this is the bear market and this is going along with it. Of course, you could have had another opportunity to buy at the 50% mark before going up again. So it's more about just being humble with the gains in a bear market going long. If we have a look at one, my final example is Maker. Maker was another one that I was really looking at a lot. This one had a very nice, decent leg up, about 85% increase. There's the pullback on the 50%. You would have bought the 50% and you could have sold with a stop loss potentially to protect your profits. You probably would have gone at a nice 25%. And there it is, bouncing off the 50% perfectly at, call it $1,361. So you can see how well this tool works when the cryptos respect this area. So you can just see how well it bounces off it. So big shout out to Michael and Jason Pizzino, who talk about this tool a lot. It's Gann's rule here. So I'm really enjoying this book. I'm almost done with it. And I really love Gann's work. Absolutely fantastic. So really good tool, the 50% tool, just for trading though. This is an example. This isn't buying a coin, holding it for 5 years. I wouldn't hold Mako for 5 years. I wouldn't hold Cardano for 5 years because you just don't know what's going to happen in 5 years. If we look at XRP as well, you can see it's bouncing off the 50%. And this is a good tradable coin as well. There's your pull up. There's your 50% bounce. There's your stop loss probably getting triggered somewhere around that mark, and you already would have been bouncing on a few times. So you could just get back in and out. It's about being consistent. And be consistent, making an extra 10, 20% return. That's pretty good, guys. Remember, in normal investing standards, 20% return is Warren Buffett. That is really, really good. So of course we laugh at that a little bit in crypto, but this is the bear market. Humble yourself. Let's look at going short. So if you're going short, you want to look at the opposite. So you're trying to look for the inverse, right? So I've got a chart here of ICP on the hourly, and ICP to me has always, for the longest time been a very, very weak crypto. Be careful with this one. Don't hodl this one. This is a really, really weak crypto. Of course, anything can happen. It's all probability based, but this is a crypto that's just time and time again, like just consistently. I mean, look at this downtrend, guys. Huge downtrend. So going short, right? You're looking at a crypto and you're saying, okay, I'm looking for weakness. I'm looking for it to pull up and then break down. So there's your pull up. Very, very weak pull up. What is that, about 70%? Okay, I take it back. It's a pretty decent leg up, but pulled back tremendously, dipped below the 50%, and you can see rejection at the 50% on a few occasions. Managed to pull up above it, back down, rejection, pull up, support, and managed to pull down. You can see how many times it pulls down beneath it, right? Not a good look. And then of course you dip down below it, rejection, could have bought there, went short, made some money. And the good thing about going short is you can actually make some pretty good gains in terms of using leverage in your hand. 10% return, of course, rejection happening at the end. So all of crypto, I said, get ready for the alts to have a bit of a run. I still believe that, even though there is a bit of turbulence along the way. But should anything happen in the market, watch out for ICP to get hit very, very hard, very, very fast. And look for it to dip below the $6 level and start to free fall somewhere in that $5 to $4 mark. And if you're going short from that range, you can make yourself a hefty profit. Let's look at another one, Serum. Serum was another coin that was actually doing very well in the March period. And then again, we're trading this. We're just looking for weakness in the chart. So you can see the pull up. Let's have a look at this pull up to see how it is. 40%. So not as much. We saw much more higher with the examples earlier. So we get the pullback, we get the rejection at the 75 mark, and we get the rejection at the 50% mark. And it's struggling now. So should you go short with this? Absolutely, you can make yourself some good profit. So you're just reversing the stand. What else is there? Well, you still have Bitcoin and doing very, very well. So let's just zoom out from Bitcoin for a second and let's just go on a weekly chart, and you will just see for a minute how cheap is Bitcoin. If you're new to my channel, I always say this, and I just want to say that your crypto that you're holding, your altcoin, might not necessarily get to a new all-time high. There were plenty of other cryptos that did not get to an all-time high in the second half of the bull cycle during November. There were plenty of altcoins, VeChain, Litecoin, Chainlink, a few other ones. Those are just off the top of my head. But all of crypto relies on Bitcoin and Ethereum getting to all-time highs, meaning that a lot of people like to say, oh, we're still 60% from the all-time high, 100% from the all-time high, 600% from the all-time high. Your crypto might not get to an all-time high. I don't think Axie Infinity is going to get to an all-time high again. It's just broken down so bad. We'll see what happens with Solana. We'll see what happens with these cryptos. But Bitcoin and ETH will always get to a new all-time high if you believe in crypto. And that's why you're getting Bitcoin at a very, very steep discount from where it is at the moment. You're getting it 55% off. And again, you want to be a little bit careful when you see, but you're getting it at those levels from June last year, those support levels. If this level breaks, then we're going to 20K, but you can chuck in a good amount and actually feel good that you're buying it at a good level. If this goes against you, fine, no worries. Rejection of the weekly, headed down, we'll probably be hovering around this. I personally don't think we're going to get to 20K. I don't think that. I think that the Luna crashing, the interest rate hikes, everything just happened in that really big day. And I feel like we just got so much bad news. The way you'll know as that this is locked in, this price, is when you have bad news and the price stays the same. That's when you know the low is in. So wait for the Fed announcement and the inflation numbers and things like that. If you see the market not changing even on bad news, if Russia does something or whatever and you don't see the price dip, then you know that the low is in. So pay attention for that, and that's how you know. Again, Ethereum, right? I love Ethereum, very, very strong one. You can see this is on the weekly, a little bit of a cleaner chart for you. And you can see from the all-time high, 60% down. You're getting ETH at the 60% down. Again, the June and July lows bounced off the 37.5 mark perfectly. And you're getting ETH at an amazing price. You might look back, if there's two cryptos I can own for 5 years, everyone wants to think their alt's going to do so well in 5 years. I want Ethereum, I want Bitcoin for 5 years. That's what I want. It's boring, it's slow, but if we use the Warren Buffett approach or the put our investor hats on, the good solid companies, they're the ones you want to ride it for 5, 6, 7 years because they have good consistent profits, they got good fundamentals, and people are investing in them for a reason. And that's what Bitcoin and Ethereum are. They're like the banks or the oil companies. You know, they've got that reliable business that will be around forever. Obviously, within crypto standards here we're talking about. So you're still getting ETH and Bitcoin at an amazing price, and you can just DCA into Bitcoin and ETH and just, you know, dollar cost average into it. You're getting them at an amazing price. The last thing you can do is actually you can put them in US dollars. This is a little bit of a one, because US dollar is actually peaking at very, very high levels. It's peaking around that 105 mark. And we haven't got to that mark since basically 2016-ish. And even then we've blown past it. And I mean, it really hasn't been this high since basically 2003. So the US dollar is extremely strong. If you're very, very, very scared, Bitcoin is scaring you, Ethereum is scaring you, US dollars are still a way investors are putting money into it. Of course, it is quite strong and quite high, so it can go against you should the dollar value decrease and economic output increases for other companies, other countries. That would be something to look into. But US dollars are still a pretty good way that investors are looking at, just to park their money and wait to see what happens with the market, and then they can deploy that US cash. It's just something, or you can keep it in your own native currency wherever you may live and just see how it plays out. Nothing wrong at all with just waiting and seeing how the market unfolds. Maybe we get another low and you want to go in. Maybe we get a higher high and start to feel a little bit more confident. But the most important thing of all is that you have a strategy and you have a price point of what your entries are. The most important thing, if I can offer a bit of guidance as well, is just think about your risk analysis. Always think about how exposed you are and how you feel with your selected coin or your specific market that you're investing in. Because if there's one thing that I have learned during the bear market is that nothing is really safe. A lot of companies have gotten hit. Everything has gone down a lot. You would have really had to done your homework really well. In fact, the best thing would have been not to invest at all this year. But that's quite hard when you had a bull run and you're so used to investing. So there's nothing wrong with waiting. Just have a plan. And should it go against you, have your stop losses ready. Again, this is more trading. If you want to invest long-term, Bitcoin, ETH are still the way to go. And I hope this video helped. If it did, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button again, guys. Help me get to 2,000 subscribers. Let's build it slowly and surely during the bear market period. But until then, everyone, stay safe, have a good weekend, and I will catch you on the next video.